Have you ever opened your phone just to check one thing, and before you know it, an entire hour has disappeared? You dive into a sea of stories, updates, memes, and messages, and when you finally look up, you're not only wondering where the time went, but why you feel strangely empty. You've liked a few posts, maybe commented on a friend's vacation pic, watched a funny video or two. But deep down, something feels off. Maybe you feel more anxious, more disconnected, even a little bit down, and yet, tomorrow, you'll likely do it all over again. In this world where connection is just a tap away, how is it that so many of us feel increasingly isolated? Welcome to the digital age, where technology has made communication effortless and access to information limitless. Yet it has also opened the door to a new kind of emotional strain, one we weren't fully prepared for. Social media, the platforms designed to bring people together and celebrate creativity, connection, and freedom of expression, have slowly transformed into spaces of comparison, competition, and chronic overstimulation. The very thing that once promised us closeness and community has, in many cases, become a source of stress and self-doubt. So the big question is, how do we protect our mental health in a world that never stops scrolling? Let's begin by acknowledging the reality. Social media is now an inseparable part of modern life. Whether it's Instagram's curated visuals, TikTok's endless entertainment, Twitter's real-time opinions, or Facebook's family updates, each platform pulls us in with its unique flavor of engagement. We use it to stay in touch with friends and family, to follow the news, to discover trends, to build businesses, and sometimes just to kill time. But with each notification and new post, our brains are subjected to a barrage of information that we're simply not wired to process constantly. This overexposure can quietly chip away at our mental well-being, and most of the time, we don't even notice it happening. The emotional toll of social media isn't just anecdotal, it's backed by research. Studies have shown a clear link between excessive social media use and increased levels of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. One study published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology found that limiting social media use to just 30 minutes a day led to significant reductions in anxiety, depression, and FOMO, the fear of missing out. These platforms are engineered to keep us engaged for as long as possible. And that constant connection creates a digital environment where our brains are in a state of low-level stress almost all the time. Over weeks, months, and years, that stress can snowball into more serious mental health issues. One of the most damaging aspects of social media is the constant comparison it encourages. Every scroll brings you face-to-face with highlight reels of other people's lives, the vacations, the promotions, the parties, the seemingly perfect relationships. You start to wonder why your life doesn't look like that, why you aren't achieving as much, looking as good, or feeling as happy. But what we forget in these moments is that what we're seeing is just the surface. It's a filtered reality, literally. People post their best moments, their most flattering angles, their greatest hits. The struggles, insecurities, and imperfections are rarely visible. Yet our brains compare our raw, unedited reality to someone else's carefully curated story, and the result is often a deep sense of inadequacy. This comparison trap leads to what psychologists call compare and despair. The more we consume these idealized versions of other people's lives, the more we begin to feel that our own lives are lacking. It's a subtle, insidious erosion of self-worth that happens over time. You might not notice it at first, but eventually, you catch yourself feeling down without knowing why. You question your appearance, your achievements, your relationships. You start measuring your value by likes, comments, and followers. And that can have a devastating impact on your mental health, particularly among teenagers and young adults whose sense of self is still forming. But it's not just the act of comparison that wears us down, it's the constant need to perform. On social media, it often feels like you're always on. There's pressure to keep up with trends, to post consistently, to respond quickly, and to present a version of yourself that aligns with others' expectations. This performance mindset can turn everyday moments into content opportunities and transform genuine interactions into calculated moves. Over time, this takes a psychological toll. You start living for the approval of others instead of for your own fulfillment. Your worth becomes tied to external validation, and that can leave you feeling empty when the applause fades. The fear of missing out, FOMO, is another powerful force that social media amplifies. Every time you see someone else doing something exciting or fulfilling, it creates a sense of urgency. You feel like you're falling behind, like you're not living life to the fullest. Even if you were content 5 minutes ago, a single post can plant seeds of doubt. And because social media never sleeps, that fear never truly goes away. It follows you to bed, wakes up with you in the morning, and interrupts you throughout the day. This kind of psychological pressure keeps your nervous system in a state of alert, which over time can lead to anxiety and burnout. Speaking of burnout, digital burnout is real and it's spreading. The feeling of being overwhelmed by constant notifications, endless updates, and the need to always stay connected is draining. Many people report feeling exhausted, not physically, but emotionally, from being online all the time. You might feel guilty for not responding to messages, anxious about not being active enough, or even resentful of the platform itself. But despite these feelings, you find it hard to unplug. That's because these platforms are engineered with addictive features, like infinite scrolling, autoplay videos, and reward systems that mimic slot machines. It's not a lack of willpower, it's a design meant to keep you hooked. Then there's cyberbullying and online harassment, serious issues that have escalated in the age of anonymity and virality. Hurtful comments, targeted harassment, public shaming. These can all happen within seconds, and the damage can be long-lasting. Unlike real-life bullying, which often ends when you leave school or work, we can't rewind the clock. The digital age is here to stay, but we can learn to coexist with technology in healthier ways. We can reclaim our attention, our time, our peace of mind. We can remind ourselves that joy, connection, and fulfillment are found not in pixels, but in presence. So the next time you find yourself endlessly scrolling, stop. Take a breath. Ask yourself if it's serving you or stealing from you. Choose to log off if you need to. Choose to protect your mind. Choose to care for your heart. Thank you for watching. If this message touched you or gave you a moment of reflection, please consider liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with someone who needs to hear it. We're here to help you navigate the digital world with mindfulness and intention, because your mental health isn't just important, it's everything. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, you are more than a screen. You are real, you are valuable, and you are enough.